Hip hop, we back, man. Yo, as usual, shit got crazy behind the scenes. We gonna address that on another time. But we here with part 2. If you ask me, I'm your host, Deme D. I got Stro Mac, Music Maestro on deck. Mr. Everywhere, you never there. And right now, this is a fairly new segment that I've been implementing. We did it once or twice. And we're just gonna revisit rap industry battles. And we're gonna talk about the living legend, one of the best to ever fucking do it, LL motherfucking Cool J, Farmers in the building, versus Canibus. They had a battle. You know I love Canibus, and we're gonna talk about who won that battle, man. LL Cool J versus Canibus. We mentioned they did singles. What do you think about it? Who you think won? Unfortunately, shit ain't play out right for Canibus, but you know he went for the
then
go.
you just answer the question then. Fuck it.
I mean,
next segment.
No, because you could say, you could say who won the war. We could say Canibus won the battle, but you know, like LL, LL fucking won the war.
Yeah,
because second round knockout was incredible.
That was a hell of a record.
That was incredible.
I mean, if you go in pop perspective, everyone is going to basically say LL because Canibus.
Not really. We're just talking about that moment. Who shit was
because okay, what are we talking? Are we talking
you
about?
got
who
Ripper
won
Strikes.
in regards
You
to
got
the
Ripper
song,
Strikes Back.
Who just won in regards?
Nah, it's
period?
the battle. Ripper Strikes Back was L's joint. Can I bust? Yes, I can. And then he went back at him with Back Where I Belong. That shit was fire. I like it, bro. That shit was hard.
So since you put that in perspective,
Yeah. So we talking about second round, and then Canibus got Die Slow where he went back at him. So
I never even heard that.
Cause that's off the second album. So that shit was like, but I think Canibus is my fucking man. Everybody know that's my guy.
That's disrespectful.
I think if he put just a little bit better hook on second round knockout, I think that just takes it out the park. What y'all say about that?
No, because
I think. Well, I disagree with you.
Okay.
Because I think with the dramatics of him wilding out in the hook and Tyson talking his shit, that's what really made.
Okay.
Yeah, because
it didn't need no hook.
I agree because there was no when he put that second round knockout. Niggas thought LL
he was done.
Yeah,
he was done.
Niggas said rip the tat off
shit. Because the fact that he did put a hook and put Mike Tyson on the hook, that in itself took the song.
Wasn't that a great look though? Like how the fuck you get Tyson?
Well, first of all, how you get Tyson? And secondly, Tyson's on there talking shit.
Talking shit.
Tyson's on there talking
LL.
To LL.
He talking shit for
I
got
Iron Mike telling me to eat this
for breakfast, dinner.
So there was really nothing. And it was the first of its kind because I don't think anyone has ever did that. No one has ever did that.
Hype it up and shit.
I mean, people have done either hooks, this coming at you, dissing hooks, or they had no hook and just
hook on the bitch.
Either no hooks or they had like a hook, like just industry label type hook. He had no hook. It was just talking, and it was shit talking.
I think what made it so like, oh shit. See, you mentioned the bitch in you, right? Which was hard.
That shit was hard.
But that was a fucking single, my nigga. Like,
second round knockout.
That was a diss single.
That was his single.
That was his single. Like, yo, son, when that shit came out, like,
disrespectful.
Yo, when that came out, I was listening to it like, oh.
I was torn, man. I was a big LL fan.
Right. I was scared for L.
That nigga said rip the tat off the arm, kick you in your
groin, stick you for your Vanguard award in front of your mom, your first, second, and third born. Make your mom's going on the horn, called Mr. Farrakhan, so he could persuade me to stop shit. I said, nah, he started it. He forgot what a hardcore artist is.
Wow. Shit.
That's the only song I really like by Canibus.
And what I have to give credit to is like even in that song. He gave LL props. He did that shit that Eminem did in 8 Mile, where he talked about the other dude, about what the other dude has. I know you might more sell more.
He said you might more sell them.
So, well, I was to me like he mentioned, you got me on this.
Nigga told 99% of your fans with high heels.
So, Ice-T, the Kumo D, the Jay-Z. Now you wanna
fuck with me? You must be crazy.
So he gave
you dripping with black juice, and you can't get it off, motherfucker. So I'm gonna give L some shine
Might got more
because he
skills
told a
than me, but you
nigga.
ain't got the skills to eat a nigga ass like me. Pause.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he
on some
wilded
shit.
out on that
He
one.
was like, fuck it. He was like, yo, fuck it. Fuck L.
But come on, back then,
Back
that
then,
was
we
the
knew
pause.
we knew
Remember
what it
back-
was.
back
Nah, it was still a
then, it wasn't
pause.
because
Niggas
niggas used to be like,
say
yo, niggas be like, getting
Ate
that nigga
that- getting that nigga ass.
Getting that nigga ass.
But when that came
You
out,
say that now,
that
that's
came out
pause.
in '98.
Niggas wasn't
That
saying eat a nigga ass.
No,
though.
that was no homo. That Cam and them, they all was out. That was a no homo.
Niggas did
back
say
then. I
get it,
remember that.
niggas
but-
did-
The era when
but
niggas like, yo,
that's-
getting that nigga
that's
ass.
what we were
But
there.
Yeah, you're right, but that's neither here nor there. We going on some other dumb shit.
Well, I'm gonna give L props, right? Ripper Strikes Back, right? What y'all think about that shit, though?
I thought there was a lot of fillers in that song.
And
Like,
a lot
he
of
had-
responding. He didn't really set it
Yeah,
off.
like
It was a lot
he
of
had,
responding.
I will
Yeah.
give it. He had a few bars in there, but to me, like, if you go about 100% of the song, only 10% of the song really had bars. 90% of the song was just fillers to me. Like
He had some lines like, better run and get the Fugees.
Yeah, 10%.
Cause I eat MCs.
Like I said, to me, he had 10% of the song. He had like bars and lines, but to me, most of the song was just like, okay, I gotta say something to fill
Like
up.
I said, 99% of your fans don't exist.
Alright. This how I
He
do it.
doesn't have that many quotables in that song.
Nigga said, I hear that convicted rapist on your song too. Like, it's
Alright. So if we going between them two songs, I
Well, we can
have to give it to second round knockout. But when it comes back to where I belong,
featuring Ja Rule.
yeah, where I belong had me like
He was talking about how him and
Yeah.
Clef,
that shit had me like
he was talking about how they,
yeah.
you know what I'm talking. I'm trying to fucking up.
How
y'all,
he
but
set him up.
Set him up.
He got the budget and all this shit. I'm like, whoa.
And Ja did. That's probably the only reason why I said the shit about the hook, because Ja definitely did help that song. Like, it feels so good to be back where I belong. It shit just sounded like a champion song. Like, so if y'all ain't hear that, check out Where I Belong is from the G.O.A.T album, where these niggas was just taking shots at each other all the time.
Yeah,
so
that song made me change my perspective of the whole battle. I'm like,
he can't.
Okay,
Cause
now.
niggas, yo, L ain't no joke, man. It's just Canibus ain't no. He was hungry. He wasn't with the shits.
He was, and then eventually, when it comes right down to it, LL basically won because Canibus' career went nowhere.
I mean, but that's on him. Because the battle ain't make him lose. The album made him lose.
But a lot of people,
He dropped a dope album, he's gone.
They use that as like, because his career went nowhere. They were like, well, essentially,
L ain't finish him though.
His album was trash though.
That's what I'm saying. So his album is what finished him.
But that's that.
He dropped a dope album,
because
and he's outta
You're
here.
talking all this, and then this is what you put. A lot of people equated that. Like, a lot of people used that in regards to whether he won or lost. Because it was like, yo, all right, you did all this, but then you put out a trash album.
Yo,
Like, I personally...
then why Clef try to jump in this shit too? Like,
my opinion. I think if we rating all of them, all the songs that were put out, which is the best, to me, second round knockout is better than all of them.
but Where I Belong is definitely that shit.
It was good. It was good.
You know, y'all can tune in. Let us know who you think won that battle. We're not talking about overall, because clearly, LL is one of the fucking best to ever do it. And if I were Canibus, I would have let that shit slide until my album came out, and I would have went for this nigga head. But we're gonna end it there. Hit that red button, man. Subscribe, share, comment. You
How you
already
make
know.
that